What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to Heal Hectic Havoc, where we talk all things healing through the power of God. And today we're going to be talking about my spiritual awakening. And when I tell you it was nothing other than greatness, it was nothing other than, it was mind-blowing. Like, I can't even put it into words because it was so mind-blowing. It was something that I never thought that I would experience. It was something that I never thought I could experience, just based off of my past, just based off of all of the sins that I've committed. You know what I'm saying? All of the dark roads that I went down, I never thought that this was something that was even possible for me. I never even thought, I thought that it was done and over with for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I can't even lie. I thought it was over with for me. So for me to be able to experience something like this, I just said, I didn't even say, God told me that I had to share this with somebody else. I know that there's people that just struggle with a lot of the things that I have. I know that there's people that's going through the same thing that I'm going through right now. So I feel like, why not start a YouTube channel? Why not pour into others the way that God's pouring into me right now? Because baby, He's talking to me, and it can't. And I know it's Him. It can't be nobody other than God. So before we get into the actual, the experience, the spiritual awakening, I'm gonna give you like a Webster's dictionary version of what I experienced. And before you get started, this is my first YouTube video, so don't judge me. You not God. Judge your mama. Okay? All right. So a Kundalini spiritual awakening is before I get started, I got my little handy dandy notebook for my notes. You know what I'm saying? I wrote them down so I don't miss any points. So bear with me. But a Kundalini spiritual awakening is a transformative experience that can lead to profound shifts in consciousness, self-understanding, and spiritual connection. You may experience physical and emotional sensations, feelings of bliss, enhanced intuition, and a sense of oneness with the Most High. And when I tell you, baby, I experienced all of that. I experienced all of that. And when I say I'm forever grateful to my Father, I'm forever grateful. I'm forever grateful because that's something that, when you experience something like this, when you have an outer body experience, it's like, I'm still mind blown. Okay. So before we get into the actual experience, I'm gonna just speak on a couple of my past struggles. Then we'll lead up to the actual event. So, like I said, I've sinned to the utmost. I can't even lie to you. I've sinned to the utmost. I'm somebody who's dealt with. I've had the Jezebel demon on my back. I had alcoholism on my back before. I've had, I've been a person that lashed out on people and been around people I knew I shouldn't have been around, been in places I knew I shouldn't have been in, some of everything. I've had to endure rape. I've been in near-death experiences, just some of everything. And that's why I said I didn't even, like, this experience that I had, I didn't even think that I could have an experience like this just based off of my past. But my mom made sure she spoke of God in our home. She made sure she baptized her. You got us baptized. She made sure that we knew who God was. And when I was a teenager, I even started going to church on my own. I departed from it by not really knowing my Father. I didn't get too deep into it, but I made sure that I feel like me coming back to my Father right now is what led into the experience. Alright, I'm sorry about that. I had to take a quick intermission. Kids yelling. Everybody want me to do something for them. It's like, dang, do the devil want me to put this? The devil don't want me to put this message out. That's what it is. Well, we gonna put it out anyway. You're not stopping nothing. So let's get into it. So where I left off was, okay. So prior to this spiritual awakening, I feel like what led me to the spiritual awakening was the fact that I came back to my Father. I came back home. I opened my Bible. Literally, that's all I did. I opened my Bible. I started reading my word. I started praying more. And once I started doing that, I even started to notice that my senses just started to become stronger. You know what I'm saying? Just everyday things that I didn't even realize. Animals started coming up, little stray cats and squirrels and stuff like that. They started coming up to me. They weren't running away from me no more. I was casting a demon that I had on my back, because I had a couple demons on my back that I was fighting, and I'm still fighting them. Let me not act like I'm holier than thou. And I'm not holier than nobody. And on top of that, I don't know my word from front to back. Because you know there's some people that'll get on here and say stuff like, well, if you can't tell me what Matthew chapter 1 verse 7 says, then you're not saved. Or whatever, you know. Those type of people, stay off this channel. Because this ain't that. We here to learn with each other. We here to learn and grow with each other and grow with God. So I'm not going to sit here and act like I know the Bible from front to back, because I don't. But what I do know is I'm learning. Me and my father grew in a relationship. So when I opened that Bible, like I said, my senses became stronger. Even to the point I remember one day I was sitting outside and like I said, my inner voice, my inner voice began speaking to me in a way that I never heard it speak before. And if I have heard it speak in this tone, I had to be a kid or whatever the case may be. But in my adult life, my inner voice started speaking to me in a different tone. And it's like, it's got to be God. So I'm sitting, like I said, I'm sitting outside. I'm smoking. I don't smoke weed no more. But I do got that nicotine demon on my back. And that bitch got to go next. She's next. She's got to go next. But I'm sitting outside. I'm smoking or whatever. And I'm just in my head. Like, I'm an overthinker. I'm the type of person that I will overthink myself out of doing something. I will overthink myself into doing something. I'm just an overthinker. I feel like the fact that my throat chakra has been blocked for so long, just based off of people telling me what I shouldn't say, or shut up, you don't need to be, you know what I'm saying, you a kid. Just based off of how I grew up, my throat chakra has been blocked for so long, and I feel like this is another reason I'm doing a YouTube channel, because I feel like it's healing me as well. Help me help you, help me. So like I said, see, I get off track. So I'm sitting outside and I'm smoking, and I'm in my head like, dang, man, why am I like, at this point in time, this was recently, like a couple weeks ago, I'm sitting out there and I'm like, damn, I'm going through so much. I done lost it all. Like, I literally done lost it all, because prior to me sitting outside, I had just got into a situation where I had to fight my sister's friend. And mind you, this is a sister that I grew up, like, since I came out the womb. She was like a mom. She was like my mama. My mama was always at work, so my sister was like my mama. So falling out with her, it was just like, damn, I don't got nobody right now. And she even said that to me the day we fought. She was like, that's why you don't got nobody now, because you always making it about you. Even though I've never been the type of person to make anything about me, I always like to accommodate others. But when you're about to elevate, God will have you separate, even if it's involuntary. I ain't want to cut my sister. I ain't want us to not be cool. But when God know that you ready, and He like, okay, it's time for you to elevate, He gonna separate, and I'm okay with that now. But anyway, I'm sitting outside. I'm thinking about that. Like, dang, man, I ain't got nobody now. I'm back at my mom's house. I was over there doing good. I had just enrolled in nursing school. I had just got a good job. My kids was happy. She got 2 kids. I got 2 kids. They, cousins. They love each other. It was cool. And then this situation happens. I go to jail. Now I got domestic violence charges, assault charges, freaking battery, like all these charges. And it's like, dang, am I even going to be able to finish nursing school? So I felt like I was at a point in life where everything was taken away from me. So I'm sitting out there smoking, and I'm just thinking about all that. And I'm like, dang, man, I'm so out. Like, I'm by myself now. And while I was saying that, I was looking up at the sky while I'm smoking. And because I live in Michigan, and don't mind my background. My sister in the back crying. My little sister. She got a disability, so she do what she want to do. Anyway, so I live in Detroit. So I live by airport, so I like to, when I'm outside smoking, I like to watch the planes just go past or whatever the case may be. So while I'm thinking about me being so alone and all of this and that, God instantly, and I seen an eagle. I seen an eagle soaring, and God instantly entered my heart. And He said, you like that eagle. And I didn't get it at the time, but when I went back in the house and I was thinking, I'm like, I just watched a video on YouTube. This dude named Chris saying he not even in the YouTube niche of godly type videos, but he did make one, and he a day trader, and he was talking about Eagles and why he wear the eagle, the team, the Eagles. Is that football? I think it's football. He was talking about why he wear it, and he said it's a spiritual thing, and he was saying how eagles fly alone. Eagles soar alone. And eagles soar at a higher altitude than other birds. Other birds can't ride. They can't do what eagles do. You know what I'm saying? They got a vision. The only time an eagle come down from that soar is when he see something he want. When he see prey. Other than that, he ain't coming down and riding, dealing with none of this bullshit. Eagles soar alone. Everybody can't go with you. And that was the message that I got out of that. And that's what I meant by like my senses just, ever since I opened that Bible, my senses, they just becoming so strong. Like eagles, they fly to the storm. They fly through that motherfucker. They ain't flying away from it. These little birds that we see out here, they be flying in flocks and shit. Eagles don't do that. They fly through that storm. Them little birds, they gonna fly away from me. So when I heard that, I'm like, okay. And certain, like, that's why I said when I opened that Bible, like, I feel like that dog in me just kept getting turned up every time. Like, God just keeps speaking to me, and that dog in me just keep getting turned up. Okay, so boom. So, like I said, when I got into it with my sister, I moved back in with my mom. Everything was good for a minute. Everything was good for a minute. June 10th, she called the police on me. And this is something she's been doing all my life, so it ain't nothing new to me. But it's just, like I said, I grew up in a karmic family where everybody is toxic as hell. Best way to describe it is a black family. That came from a product of slavery. That's the best way to explain it. But when she called the police on me, I didn't go to jail. I did not go to jail. However, it just stirred up a lot of past trauma in me or whatever. So, a couple days after that, I think on the 12th, my dad had brought me some edibles. You know, he like, man, just do what you living here for the moment. Don't mind her. The same shit he always say when we get into it. Don't let her get to you. Know, here, take these edibles. I said the edibles cool. Mind you, the day she called the police, her brother came over and he like, oh, my uncle, he like, oh, I'm gonna get you in my job. I'm gonna come buy you a phone. I'm gonna bring you a phone. You don't need to be out here with no phone. Because I lost my job when I fought my sister and went to jail and all that. I lost my job. So I'm like, I'm in my head like, in one ear out the other. He ain't about to bring me no phone. He ain't bringing me no phone. You know what I'm saying? But to my veil, on June 14th, he brought me a phone. So this is when my spiritual awakening happened. June 14th, 2025. I took 2 edibles. He brought that phone. He was down there chilling with my mama. I went upstairs. I'm sitting on my phone. My high starting to kick in. So I'm on the phone. And the next thing you know, me being 100% high, it went from high to 100% aware. I don't know what happened. I don't know. All I can say is the next thing that I heard my inner voice tell me was, let me guide you and you don't depart. And I did just that. When I got up out that bed, when I said God was speaking to me and everything that I was doing within that it was a 2-hour span. Everything that I was doing in that 2-hour span, God was speaking to me. I was doing regular shit in the house. But he was speaking to me and giving me lessons in everything that I was doing. And the lessons that I got out of this spiritual awakening, I'm going to do a part 2 so I can go deeper into it, because it's a new YouTube channel that ain't going to give your bitch more than 15 minutes. So I'm going to do a part 2 because it gets crazier. But I felt like I was in the land of the knowing. I felt like I knew everything about my family's past, everything that was currently going on, and everything about my family's future. And I'm not, if I'm lying, I'm flying. When I say this is something that I never thought I would experience in my life. But we're going to get deeper into the actual experience in part 2. So I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Heal Hectic Havoc, where we talk all things healing through the power of God. And baby, in part 2, it gets crazy. So I want y'all to come back, watch part 2. And yeah, we're going to get deeper into it. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next video.